Hey everyone, how was your Inktober? In this video, I'm going to narrate through some of my sketches that I made in Inktober. Welcome to this video on Inktober and Procreate. In this video, I'm going to show you some of my sketches and how I was inspired to participate in Inktober this year and some of the tips and tricks of Procreate. So if you're interested in Procreate and sharing your drawings in Inktober, this video is for you. So first of all, in case you haven't heard of Inktober, it was started back in 2009 by an artist named Jake Parker. His idea was to share a pen drawing every day, and it has grown into a massive following and people have expanded it to more than just ink drawings. As you'll see in this video, I'm going to be sharing Procreate. So inside of Procreate, here's some of my sketches. As I narrate this story about Inktober and Procreate, I'll just play some time lapses of some of the sketches that I did. I first heard about Inktober this year when I had been joining a meetup here in Portland called Drink and Draw at the Nucleus Art Studio. I had been going to this meetup for a few months. A talented artist brought this up to me and asked me if I was going to join. And I thought this is a great idea because at this meetup, there's approximately 20 artists and we meet every week and show our stuff, and Inktober is a great way to do that online. So I started to ask myself, what are some ideas to help me get started with Inktober? And first of all, there is a daily prompt to help you get started to generate some ideas. So for example, this photo here is a story by an artist, a current artist. Daily prompt on the 29th was double, and I started searching for images. For whatever reason, I thought of doing something in a mirror image, and I ran across this one where she is really awesome at turning real life art into 2D pictures. And what she does is she paints on herself and other people and then takes pictures of it and shares it in a way that's really inspiring and awesome to see the really colorful life here. So that's what I did. It's just a basic exercise as I traced it. Imported the picture into Procreate, and then did different layers, as you can see here. And what also I like about this is you can look at the canvas information and see I spent 3 hours and 46 minutes and approximately 2,400 brush strokes, which that's a lot. I spent a lot more time on this than I ever imagined, and it still didn't turn out to what I wanted it to be. So I ended up going on to something else, but it was really fun to do. Okay, in this one, I always find it really challenging to draw with the opposite hand, so I started to draw the outline with my left hand. The prompt for this one was jolt. I did some more searching on jolt, and one of the things that came up was bolt. So I thought, okay, this will be fun. So I started drawing bolt. And I did this with my left hand to start the outline, and then as I got finer detail, I went to my right hand. My left hand, it's really challenging to push the boundary. It teaches you patience and how to slow down and really pay attention to the detail in your drawing. So if you haven't done that, you could try that out. It's a lot of fun. So you can do the daily prompt as an idea. Another couple things that you can do are, if you go to Instagram, you search hashtag Inktober and Inktober 2018, and you start to follow these artists. It'll give you some really good ideas of what's going on. Another thing you can do is just follow some of your favorite artists. So if you find some, like for example, I found Adam Lampert, which he did the amazing Morgan Freeman drawing. Here it is, it's called Morgan Freeman Finger Painting. So that's one of the things that really inspired me to use Procreate. So once you get out there and you find some ideas, whether it's Instagram or some of your favorite artists, then you start to mix those together and create your own style with following another artist named Kesh on YouTube. Kesh had an amazing idea similar to Inktober, and that was basically to start a habit, and that's 6 minutes a day. And he said also, don't be afraid to share bad drawings, because it's more important to do it every day, get the practice, and the hardest part is just starting. And once you get started, it's really easy to carry on for an hour or longer. But the point is to just do the minimum every day. This was my first year experimenting with Inktober. I love all the features and tools that you can use. With Procreate, it automatically saves your paintings so you can share them as time lapses like you see here. I believe that anyone can use it, and it really doesn't take a lot of skill to make a really great painting. It just takes some time and patience. And once you learn the basics, such as the brushes and the color theory, that's basic art that you should have anyway, and that would transfer onto this app for Procreate. It's a very intuitive app, and it doesn't really take long to learn the tools inside of Procreate. It just takes your learning curve of art is really the only barrier. And once you learn it, then you can create some masterpieces. I should say that this video is not sponsored by Procreate. This is just one of my favorite apps that you can get with the Apple Pencil. It's really one of the best drawing apps I believe that's out there. I've tried other ones with the Surface and the Chromebook and other tablets. So let me just cover some of the fun stuff on Procreate. These are all the different brushes that they have available, and you can customize these brushes to different settings. You can even add your own brushes. And really this is what takes a little bit of the learning curve, is to find the ones. And once you have the hang of it, then it's really easy to produce some really quick artwork. So for example, once I found this short hair brush, it was really easy for me to paint the picture of Bolt, because I could paint the hair much more easily than if I manually did it with a finer ink pen or something. What I also love is the undo button. You just tap twice, or if you tap 3 times, it'll redo. And if you select it and swipe down with 3 fingers, you get a menu. Cut, copy, and paste. Another one is the fill bucket, and you just drag and drop the color and you can fill the color. You can create as many layers as you like, and this is an advantage to digital art. So you can turn off a one. Generally what I do is start with your basics and then add more layers on top of that. Another thing that you can do is on an iPad is drag up some images and then drag and drop those images for reference. And then you could change the opacity of that image so you can trace if you want to trace over it. And if you tap and hold, you can choose the color. This is the eyedropper feature, which is really cool. One of my favorite features here is the drawing guide. So if you turn it on and you go to edit drawing guide, you have different options: 2D grid, isometric, perspective, symmetry. And they've really improved upon this. Let me show you one for example. Here's perspective. And you can change the vanishing point around like this. And then when you're ready to draw, it draws straight lines for you along that point, and it doesn't allow you to, it's like a ruler in any direction. Here's one of my last drawings that I drew from memory, and as you can see, I think it's pretty horrible, but you know, that's part of just drawing, is sometimes you have to produce bad drawings and move on. And lastly, if you are super happy with the drawing, it's really easy to share. Inside of here, you do video. I like to do a time lapse, you export it. I usually do the 30-second version, and then you could save it, share it on your favorite social media. I hope you enjoyed some of the sketches. I showed these at our Knowledge Mavens meetup, and one of the artists was really interested in trying the iPad and pencil. So as we were talking, in a matter of minutes, he created this cool little drawing just from scratch and never picked up the iPad before. Super easy. What have you recently learned in your art? What has been some of your favorite challenges? Comment and share some of your recent artwork stories. #Inktober.